All right, have and have not fans. Yes, I'm doing another video. What was the last one I did? 10 characters who I think or want to die in the final 8 episodes. Well, this video is going to be about 10 characters who I feel may not appear in the final 8 episodes of the Haves and the Have-Nots because, you know, wasn't there a show called 8 is Enough? I don't feel like that is enough for the show to end on a very good note. But like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these 8 episodes will be the best of the entire series. It will wrap everything up. Kind of like people are hoping that everything's going to be wrapped up in the WandaVision season finale coming on Friday on BET Plus. Oh, wow, I'm sorry, on Disney Plus. Sorry about that. But no, we know that if you are an MCU fan that, what do they say? WandaVision is pretty much going to lead right into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So episode 8 did a good job of, giving us a lot of backstory and whatnot. But then episode 9 coming on in a few days should, not wrap everything up, but at least lead into the next thing. Why am I saying this? Well, because I really love the show. Also, the Haves and the Have-Nots, a show I really love, doesn't have something that it's leading into. Unless there's a movie or a prequel series or a season 9 or something if BET picks it. I don't know. All I know is we only got a few episodes left. And similar to If Loving You Is Wrong, Joey, Pete, Julius, a number of characters who just disappeared. And we thought there'd be some resolution. But unfortunately, not only did they not appear, but storylines were just left hanging open. So, with the Haves and the Have-Nots, these are just a bunch of characters. There might be more than 10 or 9. Look, I wrote down a list, but there might be some who come to mind as I'm doing the video. So feel free to like the video, hit subscribe, click the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content to the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And remember, this is in no particular order. I'm just speaking out of, memory. I did do some research, on the Wikipedia and whatnot, just to pull up an IMDb, just kind of pull up a full character listing to see who haven't we seen in quite a while, but we definitely would need to see in order to close the book on a lot of things. Number 1 is Derek. It hasn't been, I actually asked Keith Burke. I feel like I can say this because it was funny. I'm like, look, man, I'm not asking for any spoilers or anything, but there are only 8 episodes left. Could you just tell me, yes or no, is Derek going to appear in the final set of episodes? He's like, hey, my brother, I want to answer, but I can't tell you anything. I'm like, hey, man, I respect it. So it's unknown if Derek is going to show up. And you're probably like, well, Jeremy, it's like, dude, why wouldn't he show up? Again, 8 episodes, and we don't know if we're going to get a proper conclusion. Plus, after he got arrested a few episodes ago, that was it. He was just arrested, and we didn't even see him in jail or nothing. I'm like, well, damn. Is that it? Is this similar to Byron at the beginning of season 2, where he came to Benny's welcome home party at Hannah's house, and he brought some beers, and Hannah just pretty much called him out and told him to get out of there. So he put the little beers on the table and walked away, and that was the end of him. Don't remember Byron. He was the private eye that was pretty much hired by Jim to keep an eye on Hannah to determine or see whether or not she was going to go to the cops to tell on Wyatt for the hit and run. And he actually began to develop real feelings for her. And it was like, oh, I'm going to help you find Quincy Jr. And I thought they were going to use that to bring him back into the show. Have him be the one to find Quincy Jr. to semi-redeem himself in Hannah's eyes. But nope, he was done. And we kind of got a similar thing with Derek. Hannah just kind of told him off, spoke her mind. And then all of a sudden he gets arrested and that's it. Which sucks because unlike Byron, Derek actually had a few strings attached to a few other characters, namely Samuel and Laura, working with him in order to extort Veronica. But I just don't know. Like, I thought that Derek was going to be put in jail and, him and Catherine would have some interesting scenes because we already had Hannah chew him out, Benny punch him. So why not have Catherine, the woman that introduced Derek back into Hannah's life, unknowingly, so considering that he's the one that raped her. So I don't know if Derek's going to pop up. I hope he does. But, well, we know that Candace pretty much wants nothing to do with him. I would like to get some closure, but I just don't feel like we're ever going to get it. Oh well. Fan favorite Laquita or Quita. You gonna pay for what you did to my brother. It would be cool to see her again, given the fact that we know that the Hood is conspiring against Veronica, but that doesn't necessarily mean Laquita's a part of it. She just told Veronica about it. I think in one of the more recent iconic moments of how do you read Ghetto or Ratchet, whatever she was literally just going in on Quita at the police station, but I don't see her being shown again. Like, remember that even though Candace didn't directly kill Quincy, she let him die. So you would think there would be some kind of cover up, or some kind of conclusion, but I honestly don't think we're going to see Quita in the final episodes. Next couple of characters, I'll just lump them into the same category. Rocky and Broderick. At this point, we just know Broderick is staying at the loft that Wyatt had purchased, but we know that's under the ownership of, Catherine, and the fact that, it was brought up at the meeting between Hannah, Marty, Don, and John that was off the market. So pretty much, Catherine had that set aside, and that was going to be used for Broderick. So I think Broderick's just going to be sitting up in there living large while he can, because there's nothing else for him to do. Rocky, I don't think we're going to see him again. He got the prostitution ring started up again at the the Artesian Hotel. That's the one Catherine runs, and with Catherine behind bars and whatnot, there's really no need to bring him back. So I don't think we're going to see Rocky either. Another two characters I'm going to lump into the same category because their respective actors have confirmed that their characters have been long gone from the show. Gia and RK. Really nothing else to say here, because once the actors themselves confirms it, you could also argue, well, Jeremy, it's been, said before, like, oh, well, Tyler put me on the show for like a couple episodes, but then he brought me back and I had a bigger role. But yet again, 8 episodes left. There's really nothing else to add to the story. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see these characters again, but they don't need to come back. Next up, we have Tony, Benny's father. I'm just going to assume he never found a kidney and he's dead. That's pretty much it. We haven't seen him since season 4 or something. I don't know. It's been so long. I'm talking like back when Hannah had her maid outfit. That's how long it's been. Next up, we get Michael, similar to Byron. Season 3 was the last time we saw him. The last time I remember seeing Michael is when Candace, Benny, and Michael had like an attorney that we're going to use to sue the Criers for the hit and run. And then that was it. Michael just disappeared. He was the first person aside from Derek that Hannah almost gave it up to until Benny walked in on him. So he was the grandfather of little Lizzie. So, I thought her and Michael definitely would have clicked, because, they had both lost their beloved grandchildren thanks to the reckless actions of their daughters. So, yeah, it's a damn shame. Next up, we got Pearl, who I honestly thought would have shown up by now, but I guess Tanner was the Pearl replacement, being that, Pearl is his mother too, and he's Justin's brother. Basically, he came in, chastised Justin for being gay, and, well, Justin is seemingly set himself on fire, and he's going to burn to death, and Tanner might die. So, again, 8 episodes left. Ain't no need to bring her back now. Like, I would love to see Pearl, but I just don't see her coming back. So I'm also going to throw in another wild card here, even though I do think this character should show up again, but unless we get some court scenes or something like that, it's not going to happen. George, we saw him, last season or something? It was basically not long after Wyatt had gotten shot and then brought into the jail. And he's like, hey, I really don't need you anymore. You won't testify, but you shot your parents, and if they press charges, there's literally nothing I can do to get you out of here, so you're useless to me. So then George just left. But if we really do see like Catherine in court and whatnot, even if it's like a montage at the end of the series, we definitely should see George. But I don't see him coming back. So guys, these were like 8 to 10 plus characters who I feel won't be shown in the final set of episodes for the show. Will it be a final conclusion? Like I said, we'll just have to wait and find out. But without further ado, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you would like to donate, hit me up on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.